Hey everybody, welcome to today's show. Welcome to Advocate Information Highway. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke, and we have a good topic for today's show in which it's the same discussion that I just did on my show, Disabled Reality on Spreaker.com, and I'm continuing this discussion into this show in which the topic is all hatred, homophobia needs to stop and much stricter laws need to be made and enforced. So let's get right into this. Um, you know, we're in 2021 now, and with all the things that are currently going on in today's society, you know, um, we don't need to have all this hatred and negativity being added into this mix of problems. That's why I said all forms of hatred, including homophobia, needs to stop all across the board. And very recently, in a certain section on Staten Island, New York, um, there was a gay couple in which their neighbor, with his accomplice, went onto their property, okay, and was screaming. And this one person was screaming homophobic slurs, threatening, kicking in the front door of the gay couple, and um, this nonsense needs to stop. It really does. And thankfully, this person who was uh, screaming homophobic slurs, uh, threatening, and kicking in the front door of the house of the gay couple, luckily he got caught. And it, I truly hope that they throw the book at this SOB. And also, his accomplice needs to be caught and punished too. Now, even though his accomplice um, uh, didn't say the homophobic slurs, he didn't kick in the front door of the gay couple, he didn't threaten them, but at the same time, he didn't stop his friend from doing the exacts either. It's like, I'll give you an example, and I said this on yesterday's show as well. It's like being the driver in a getaway car of people who go and commit a bank robbery. The driver would say, "But I didn't do the robbery." No, but your stupid ass drove the getaway car. So it's basically an example of what I've been trying to say. So now, the punishment of the accomplice would not be as severe as the one who committed the actual crime, but still, they both got to be punished. And since we're on this topic, um, the police officers uh, who when the gay couple complained to the police officers about the situation, what happened, when the police officers showed up, the police officers basically dismissed the complaint of the gay couple. Okay. And then on top of that, the police department also screwed up the paperwork of that complaint in which uh, they placed wrong information on the paperwork and in the file. So these police officers need to be disciplined as well. And when I mean discipline, I mean severe discipline. I mean Army drill sergeant strict discipline. That's how severe. And I'm glad that the DA uh, on Staten Island is on this case, but now uh, the higher brass of the police department, you know, I'm talking the big kahunas and the internal affairs all need to be on these police officers. And I mean big time. I mean, now, unfortunately, um, all the good police officers, because I'll say it like this, I've said it in other episodes, not all police officers are bad. There's a lot of great cops out there, but also, unfortunately and realistically speaking, there's also a lot of bad police officers out there who think that they can do and say whatever they want to just because they got a badge and a gun. And um, and unfortunately, a lot of these bad police officers get away with committing major uh, crimes, especially major big illegal crimes like murder, and in which that on one side, like you got uh, some of these bad police officers that they're fired from the police department. That's fine. But now the bar really needs to be raised, and these bad police officers who commit major felonies like illegal murder, they need to be placed in prisons as well. And um, too many of them, the courts are just letting these bad police officers go, and that needs to stop all across the board, all the time. It needs to stop. All the courts, all the time, have to just say to these bad police officers, you committed a major illegal act of like murder, your ass is going to prison. Just like it would happen to anybody else. So that's what needs to happen. If you really want to have a proper and much stronger connection between the community and the police departments, things like this also need to be done. You need to show the community that even within the courts are going to throw the book at these sons of bitches of bad police officers who commit major felonies like illegal murder. And the courts are going to say, from now on, all across the board, if these officers commit major illegal acts of murder, their asses are going to be put in prison. That's what happens. Not this once in a while little stories of, oh, this police officer over here uh got convicted of committing illegal murder, and then 5 to 10 years later you hear another story. Oh, this police officer or former police officer got um uh convicted of uh illegal murder or whatever, and we're placing them in prison. That's fine to hear these stories, here and there or whatever. But cases like this need to happen all the time to these bad police officers. It needs to go all across the board all the time, in which all the courts have to say to these officers, if you get found of committing major illegal acts of like murder, your asses are going to be put in prison. That's it. Case closed. No ifs, ands, or buts. And that's one of the things that desperately need to happen if you really want to have a proper, stronger connection between the community and the police departments. Now, these officers that were on the case of the complaint of the gay couple. Now, these officers did not commit illegal murder, but also at the same time, they basically dismissed the case of the gay couple, and then on top of that, they put wrong information on the paperwork and the filing. So discipline, and I mean severe discipline, needs to happen on all these police officers of that police department, and in which, unfortunately, the good police officers as well have to be walking on broken glass and broken eggshells because of the dumb jackasses that they work with who dismissed the case, okay, and who also put wrong information on the paperwork and in the filing because of the acts. of those dumbasses, now all the police officers have to suffer. So for all the good police officers in that police department, find the assholes of your coworkers who dismissed the complaint of the gay couple, and the ones who put the wrong information in the paperwork and in the files. Find these assholes and say, listen, because of you being a dumb jackass, we all have to effing suffer now. And when I mean suffer, I mean strict discipline. I mean, I'm glad that the DA is on it, and uh, local government local government uh, electors need to be on this. The highest of the brass of the police department have to be all over these officers and on that police department. The internal affairs have to be all over these police officers. Like I said, uh, severe, strict discipline needs to be placed on those officers of that police department. And when I mean severe discipline, again, I mean Army drill sergeant strict, saying you all the officers, every single one of you have to pull your brains out of your asses, start to do your jobs, and if you get caught doing anything wrong, you're gonna get severely disciplined. So that's what I'm talking about. Because there's nobody else to blame but the assholes who dismissed the case of the gay couple and the ones who put the wrong information on the paperwork and in the files. That's the only ones to blame. They got no right to blame anybody else. So, anyways, um, this is just my opinion. But again, if you want proper, strong community connection between the community and the police departments, this has to be done. There's no other choice at this point. So, anyways, I want to remind all my fans out there um, to please hit the subscribe button when you're watching my shows here on YouTube. And don't forget to go to my business, my website, which is Advocate Information Highway. The link to there is awldny.com. You guys can check out all the pages on there. And so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.